Hi, this is Paul, City Sailing. Welcome to our day out on the PS Waverley from Dunoon Pier to Tighnabruaich and return through the Kyles of Bute. Here she is arriving on the new Dunoon Pier. She doesn't use the Victorian Dunoon Pier anymore. I don't know why. It is much more iconic and beautiful, but we'll see that in a minute. And you can see as she comes alongside, she has to come alongside fast to keep her steerage way, because the only steering is the rudder at the back, and she doesn't rely on the prop wash that boats have with their propeller on the rudder. So here she is coming alongside, and she has to go hard astern to come alongside. Also, when she comes alongside, she has to allow for the space for the paddle boxes. So here she is with the springs on alongside, looking down the Clyde, and here to Dunoon Pier with a long bow line on, and we'll stroll through the boat and we'll have a look with her tied up, and we'll have a look at her stern line. So we can see the paddle boxes sticking out, which makes it harder for the skipper to berth, and passengers still embarking on, and we can see the last of the passengers on board. So the gangplank is brought in and it lives on the deck. A surprisingly quick turnaround. She comes down the Clyde and then she disembarks passengers to go off to go around Dunoon for the day. Then embarks passengers for the rest of the trip to Tighnabruaich. She's licensed for more passengers to come down the Clyde than she can in the estuary. This is as she can only power through the paddles, and the paddles are fixed. She can only go forward or reverse. She can't make one go forward and one reverse to turn round. So if you ever need a masterclass in how to manoeuvre a vessel, go on the Waverley, because the berthing and the unberthing has to be done with spring on the lines. So here she'll either spring or she'll let go the stern line here, and she'll spring off the bow line. So there goes stern line, comes in, and is pulled in with a heaving line there. The lines people are volunteers. One is a local chap from our sailing club, Bob, volunteers every year. The Waverley relies a lot on volunteers to help, and here she has lines thrown off, and she's ready to go. And there you can just see to the right of the funnels the line getting tight. So she's motored forward, the line will go tight, and that will twist her around the berth. Away she goes, and that gives her the angle to come away from the berth in Dunoon, get up to speed quickly, and go inside the rocks, which are just off Dunoon, which are called the Gantuks. After a fantastic day in Tighnabruaich, we're back aboard and ready to get going. So she's going to let go of the breast line. See the breast line there, just below the pedal box. Let go of that as well. And faintly 3 short blasts, and which means she's going astern. So she'll go astern slowly, and she'll take up on the line and spring out the berth. I'll try to explain what's going on as it happens. So there's the line taking up, and she'll spring on that line, and it'll bring the bow of the Waverley off the berth. She has to spring on and off because she has to be going along to be able to steer, because the paddles are fixed. You can't alternate this, because you can see her pivoting on the berth on the stern line there, and she's getting a nice angle, and then they release the line, and they'll let go of the line off the pier. You can still see her slowly coming off the berth, and there's a little small heaving line, and they'll pull the line in to the side of the Waverley. So she's coming in there, and that line will live, so the end of the line is in the midships of the vessel, so you have to keep pulling it in and out all the time. So there it is, been pulled in, So it's ready to go for the next berth in Dunoon, and then secure the other end. And we need to get a little bit of speed up to be able to get steerage. That was perfect. Well done. And now she's away from the pier. You can ring through on the telegraph for full speed ahead, and we can leave Tighnabruaich and go through the Kyles of Bute, through the Burnt Isles, and back towards Dunoon. And it doesn't take long to get back up to full speed. And we've disembarked from the Waverley after a lovely day. Here's Bob from our local sailing club, the Holy Lock Sailing Club, also a city sailing customer. Got to get that in. Is letting go of the bow line. So just waiting for the request from the first mate on the bow. And the remaining passengers that have spent the day in Dunoon have reboarded, and they're ready to go back up to Glasgow. So there we go, bow line off, and that'll be pulled in with the heaving line or tricing line, and it'll be stored next to the engine box. And we'll get ready to spring out. While they're waiting to spring out, to say that the only way that this paddle steamer can remain in service is if you go on it. It's reliant totally on donations and passengers. So if you get a chance, it's an absolutely amazing day out. So as she's going backwards, she's pulling on the stern line, and you can see the whole boat twisting. To use the end of the pier, the knuckle of the pier, to twist her right round, because she wants to go in the opposite direction up the Clyde towards Glasgow. So she will twist her, which is called springing. So she's springing off the stern line. It's handy that the pier ends there, and you can go all the way round. And then she's stopped, and she'll slightly come out, and then let go of the stern line, and wait for it to come out, and then go forward. So it gives her plenty of time for the lines people. And here she comes, engaged into gear, lines away, and she's off back up the Clyde. So as I said, paddle steamer Waverley, she is part of the west coast of Scotland. She is part of the history. She's the only seagoing paddle steamer left. And I do urge that the only way that she's going to carry on is if you go on the boat. It is absolute great value for money. She's a fantastic boat. It's an amazing day out, all round from on deck to where you go, the views, seeing in the engine room. So I would like to say thank you to all the staff, all the people on the Waverley, and wish good passages. This was filmed last year in 2021, and hopefully we'll get a go on her this year, either in Scotland or when she comes around. So we try every year to go on her in Scotland, but we did one trip from Tighnabruaich to Southend and came back on the train. That was amazing to have her come off the pier, Tower Pier, and then being brought around by a tug and Tower Bridge opening and coming through Tower Bridge and going down the Thames. So on behalf of City Sailing, Waverley and the Secret Coast, Argyll and Bute, thanks very much for watching the video. I know it's a long one. I hope you really enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed our day out. I hope you'll watch the rest of our videos. They're quite varied, navigation and other interesting videos. Thanks very much. This is Paul from City Sailing, out.